Welcome back to Movie Recaps. Today I will show you a 2019 comedy film titled Son of a Rich. Watch out for any spoilers ahead. Grisha, the son of oligarch Pavel, one of the richest men in Russia, is a spoiled youth who spends almost all the time in nightclubs and does whatever he wants with no consequences. One day, Grisha gets into an incident with the police. He is stopped for speeding, and tries to bribe the police as he does with every other cop. Somehow, the cop will not accept the money. Grisha drives away and the police gets in front of the car. Grisha continues driving as the cop holds on the car with his dear life. His father, Pavel, goes to the police to pay the bail and release his son. The police chief reminds him the menace that Grisha caused in the past few months. He previously destroyed a yacht and now has sent a police officer to the hospital. His father knows that Grisha will be more and more reckless, endangering his life and of the people around him. Pavel threatens that he will cut Grisha off, but this does not scare him. He knows his father too well, and knows that he will not do anything. Pavel gets an idea to help his son when he visits Anastasia, a TV producer. He says that he does not know what to do with his son and cannot send him to the army because he got kicked out of recruitment. Anastasia proposes an idea to help him through the help of her friend that works on horror movies. They find the friend. Liv is the director of horror films and performs multiple scary tricks. When Pavel and Anastasia first go to his house, they find him hanging with a rope around his neck. The entire scene is a trick, and it's all fake. He can develop multiple effects that tricks the eye. He shows off a simple trick he once used with a smoker client where he cuts his finger. Pavel gets extremely scared about Liv's methods. The plan to deceive Grisha is then put in place. Several days later, Grisha is seen coming out of a club and he sees his car being towed away. He tries to follow the track but is suddenly shot. He falls unconscious and wakes up several hours later to find himself wearing rugged clothing in a stable. He does not understand what is going on and he finds a friend, Artyom, who tells him that he is a stable boy. The two need to get up and prepare their horses. Grisha appears confused and does not understand his current situation. One of the foremen drags him out of the room, kicking him, and asking him to follow orders. Dmitry and his son Alexei show up and whip Grisha for not following orders. Dmitry informs Grisha that he will get a far worse punishment. He goes back to the stable with Artyom. Thinking that he has been kidnapped and there is a misunderstanding, Grisha jumps out of the window trying to run away. He then realizes that he is in a village in the 19th century. Grisha tries to talk to the villagers around him, asking for help, to call his dad, and the police. Everyone looks at him strangely, pretending not to know what he is talking about. Finally, he makes it to the borders where he falls to a lake. He cannot swim away from the lake, accepts his fate, and returns to the village. He tries to get close and is then captured and reported for trying to run away. He is sentenced to death by hanging on a rope. Fortunately, Dmitry's daughter, Leia, shows up crying to his dad and asks him to show mercy on the prisoners. Dmitry realizes that it is her daughter's birthday and allows for Grisha to live. A bird is seen flying above him. The bird is a drone filming the entire incident. Grisha's father and Liv had planned the entire incident to teach him lessons in discipline. Liv can perform multiple illusions and Anastasia is a TV producer that ensures that the entire set is perfect. In case of a mistake, snipers are positioned in different parts of the village, ready to shoot and tranquilize Grisha. Grisha spends some time alone, accepting the fact that he traveled back in time. Meanwhile, the villagers are actors and are given scripts for the next scene. Everyone is given the rules to ensure that the entire set remains in the 1800s. For instance, women and men should not shave their legs and faces. Items like earring, bras, and rings are also forbidden. Anastasia is set to be Grisha's love interest and Grisha will have to sleep with her. Alexei is one of the lords and Liza, Alexei's girlfriend, oversees the horses and is not acting. Grisha accepts his fate and resumes to a routine life in the village. He wakes up before dawn, the only meat he has are flies on his plate, and he works with horses. There are no bathrooms, and he uses the forest. He gets punished and whipped every time he disrespects another person or disobeys orders. Grisha is strolling around the bushes one afternoon when he hears Anastasia crying. She tells him that her father forced her to marry an old rich man. Grisha does not show sympathy but thinks it is a good idea because if the man is old, then he will die soon and Anastasia will inherit all the wealth. Several days later, Grisha steals chicken and asks Artyom to help him make soup. Grisha later ends up eating it all and does not share it. Dmitry later discovers the chicken theft and asks for the culprit. Artyom is taken away and gets whipped. Artyom later shows his scars to Grisha. The scars are fake and made up through a makeup artist. Grisha does not appear to care anything about Artyom's ordeal. Several moments later, Grisha is distracted when he sees Liza jumping off her horse. She notices that she is wearing modern underwear when her skirt gets stuck. Grisha gets excited and runs after her, throwing her on the ground and tries to see her panties. However, the villagers intervene and get Grisha off her, giving him a chance to escape. Grisha does not seem to improve his manners and Pavel wants to end the entire operation. He changes his mind when there is big news that Grisha is looking for Liza to apologize about the entire incident. At first, the villagers try to avoid Grisha's demands as Liza was not supposed to be acting. However, Liv finds this as an opportunity to show that Grisha has improved and could apologize for the first time. Liza agrees to meet Grisha, and she comes with a stick and a nail. Liza accepts Grisha's apology but tells him that he should not go near to him. Several days later, there is a celebration of Ivan Kupala, a traditional holiday where it is believed that spending the night with someone will mean that one will spend their whole lives together. Grisha is excited for the party and even teaches musicians how to play lambada. Anastasia distracts Grisha and tells him that she cannot handle the arranged marriage and she will have to walk and drown in the lake tonight. Grisha appears uninterested in Anastasia and looks for Liza. She finds her and starts telling him of stories about the future. Liza pities Grisha and listens to his stories. Artyom interrupts the conversation when he informs Grisha that Liza has disappeared and was last seen going to the lake. Grisha finally understands the situation and rushes to the lake to save her, taking her back to the village. Anastasia comes to him but Grisha appears uninterested. Grisha has developed Liza as his new love interest. Liv then decides that Liza should act as Grisha's new love. However, Liza does not like Grisha and will only take part to help him. Liza insists that she will not kiss or sleep with him. Alexei is not happy with the situation as he sees that his girlfriend is getting involved with another person. The production then starts a new plot by trying to have Grisha show his love for Liza. One evening, Alexei has a fun night out and causes a mess in the village. Dmitri asks Grisha to take his son's punishment. Dmitri deceives him by offering him freedom and good food. He accepts the deal and gets whipped 24 times. After the punishment is over, Grisha goes to Dmitri asking for his freedom. Dmitri is not around, and Alexei finds him, kicking him on the floor and tells him that he is an idiot for believing that he will ever earn his freedom. Grisha continues to work as a stable boy but now spends more time with Liza. The two get distracted when a bird is seen flying in a weird pattern. It is a drone that has lost control. Liza distracts Grisha by telling him that the bird is her guardian angel, and it has been there since she was a kid. The technicians gain control of the drone and the bird flies away. Alexei and Anastasia are angry about the incident. Alexei does not want to see his girlfriend with another man and Anastasia is angry that she has been replaced. Later, Liza walks into Alexei and Anastasia making love in a carriage. Liza gets extremely hurt as she found her boyfriend cheating on her. However, Grisha does not understand why. Liv fires Anastasia and Alexei and they are forced to leave the production. Liza appears distressed after the incident, and Grisha tries his best to make her feel better. Grisha states that he would marry Liza if he was free. He remembers how he was deceived about earning freedom and says that he did not punch Alexei even though he wanted to. Liza sees how much Grisha has changed, and she kisses him. After being fired, Anastasia went to a talk show and told the world that Grisha had been kidnapped and was being tortured. The police start the investigation and Pavlov wants the entire TV production to shut down. However, Liv wants to be patient for Grisha to pull off a final heroic act. The next scene is to have a group of Mongols invade the village. Grisha and Liza are seen spending time together. Liza tells him that in case they ever get separated, he should know that everything was real for her. Artyom then arrives and tells them that they should go back to the village as the Mongols have attacked. Grisha believes the story and thinks that they should run. Artyom informs Grisha that the entire village will be burned down if one of the workers is missing. The Mongols are given a food offering. However, the leader also wants a young woman and he decides to take one from the crowd. One woman is chosen. The father jumps in to defend her. The Mongols respect such bravery and make him have a duel to fight for his freedom. However, the father loses the duel. While the father gets killed, his bravery was enough to win his daughter's freedom. The next woman chosen by the Mongols is Liza. She cries to Grisha for help, but he cowardly walks away. The plan appears not to work, and Grisha's father is ready to shut down the entire operation. The police are on their way, but Liv wants the operation to last a little longer. Fortunately, Grisha sees the bird flying up and remembers what Liza had told him about the guardian angel. He gathers up the courage and decides to go rescue Liza. He grabs an old stick and rides to the Mongols. He hits the leader's head and grabs Liza before riding away. He rides away from the village to also gain his freedom. Meanwhile, the police arrive on the set and Grisha is not found. Pavel, Liv, and Anastasia lie to them saying they are simply filming a movie. The officers believe and leave without having anyone arrested. Grisha and Liza ride past the estate and they get to a gas station. Grisha is confused by everything, and Liza wants to explain. However, a sniper shoots Grisha, tranquilizing him. He wakes up several days later in the hospital where Pavel tells him that he has been in a coma for 3 months after he had a car accident. Grisha finds hard to believe him and asks him about Liza in the village. Grisha resumes back to his old life, but nothing feels right for him. He reforms and gives his car to the police captain after saying sorry for what he had done. Several days later, Grisha finds Alexei and Anastasia and asks them about Liza. At first, they pretend that they do not know him. Grisha is confused and defeated and apologizes for interrupting them. Later on, they pity him and tell him where he can find Liza. Grisha goes to the ranch where Liza works, and he finally sees her again. He asks her if what she had said before they got separated was true. She confirms that it was true, and they kiss, starting a new relationship. Several weeks later, Grisha takes Liza to his father who is wedding Anastasia. He thanks them for putting him into a crazy ordeal to make him a better person. At the end of the movie, we see more spoiled rich brats being taken to the village where Grisha is involved in their rehabilitation. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Goodbye.